Hi everybody, this is Judy at Judi in the Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make a simple sauteed kohlrabi. Now I'm just going to do this one bulb, and you see the stems and the leaves have been removed, and it has been very well washed. Usually there's a big clump of dirt down here on the bottom, so you want to make sure that they're really washed. You need a sharp knife to do this, and first thing you want to do is cut the bottom off. To me, this is the hardest part right there. Okay, now I'm just going to lay it down on that cut part, and that makes it easy to go from there. And I'm going to cut this in half. And I'm going to cut this in half again. To me, this is just the easiest way to deal with this. Now, if you really want to, you can take this knife and cut it down that way, but for me, I have an easier time just getting this tough peel off with a paring knife, and that's what I'm doing. I'm going to show you this one, and then I'll do the other three off camera, and then we'll go to the stove. I'm going to cut these not in really small pieces, but in slices, and relatively uniformly so that they'll cook pretty evenly. Now I'm just going to slice it down, and these are probably about 3/8 of an inch thick. Again, you know, it's not rocket science. It's not going to be that big of a deal on how you cut them, as long as the pieces are relatively uniform. You can see these are in bite-sized pieces, maybe, yeah, just bite-sized pieces, not necessarily cubes so much, but just bite-sized hunks that are still a little bit big, because I want them to be able to hold together when they're cooked, be able to poke them with a fork and just eat them like that, rather than them falling apart and getting mushy. All right, so I'm going to do the rest, and then we'll get back. My pan is starting to heat up on a little more than medium heat. I want you to see that that one bulb of kohlrabi actually made a pretty fair amount here of chunks. So I'm pleased with that. Well, this is going to be a very simple recipe for you to do. We're going to heat this pan up over a little bit more than medium heat. Pour in about a tablespoon or so extra virgin olive oil. If you don't want to use the oil, you can stir steam these as well. You can have it your way. This is your recipe. Okay, we are going to make it simple. Okay, we're just going to drop the kohlrabi in there. And what we're going to do is just stir fry them, maybe stir steam them with a little water if we need to, until they are crisp, tender. You could use a fresh garlic in this, but again, I'm keeping this simple. I've got garlic powder. This is not garlic salt, garlic powder, and I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit over that. Not a whole lot. I'm going to add some pepper to this. A little bit of pink Himalayan sea salt, or sea salt of your choice. Those were small pinches. I know it looked like it was a lot of salt, but really not that much. And you could add some cilantro. I'm going to use parsley. I'm going to just throw a little bit of parsley, dried parsley flakes on there. Again, you can use cilantro. And we're just going to allow this to stir fry until these chunks are crisp tender. And like I said, I may add just a tiny bit of water at a time to allow these to cook through so they don't burn. We're talking a tablespoon or two of water at a time, because again, I don't want these to turn into a mush. I want them to be fork tender, a little less than that, actually, you know, crisp tender. And I'm just going to keep this up, and I may add a tablespoon or two of water along the way. Right, they're not quite done yet. They're beginning to cook, but not quite done. But I just wanted to show you how little water I'm talking about. This is the second time I'm adding water. We're talking about a tablespoon at the most. And then I'm going to cover it up and allow them to steam just that little bit as they cook. Alright, they are thirsty. They're soaking that water up pretty quickly. Still not where I want them, but now I want to show you something a little different. I have the juice of half a lime here instead of water. I'm going to go ahead and add that in there and now cover it up and allow them to steam just a little bit more with that lime juice. Alright, I have turned the stove off. You can see it's starting, we're getting some caramelization down there on the bottom of the pan. And a lot of these pieces are right at crisp, tender, right where I want them to be, okay? So, we're going to declare this done. And it took, about 10 to 13 minutes, somewhere in there. And of course, that's going to depend upon the size of the pieces that you have. Okay? Now, we're going to plate this up and give it a taste. Alright, I'm going to pick out a piece here and give it a taste for you. That is delicious. It's creamy. It's got a slight tang to it because of the lime juice. I could have sprinkled just a little bit more garlic on there, so you saw what I did. That's going to be to taste. I think I've had enough salt, enough parsley on there. Could possibly have a little bit more garlic. Other than that, they're delicious, and they're like a mild chewiness to them, not kind of like a carrot that's been cooked, or maybe a potato that's cooked like an al dente, not completely mushy. Really very good. I hope you'll try this simple way to fix kohlrabi sometime. The recipe is in the description box below. Let me know how it works for you in the comments section. This is Judy at Judy in the Kitchen. Have a great day.